Hello,
Hello?
hello, hello.
How's it
Can you
going?
hear me now? Can you
Yeah, I
hear
can
me
hear
now?
you.
Yeah, it's going all right. I'm gonna go and Tame Impala concert after this session.
Very cool. Very cool. Got to make sure you get the educational stuff in first.
Yes, obviously, obviously. First you
Of
educate and then entertainment.
course, of course.
Uh,
So last time we talked, you were playing Ursa, I believe,
yes,
and
yes.
we were talking a lot about how that hero scales, and it seemed like you had a pretty good idea of him. But before like the 25-minute mark, and then had to make that shift in mentality. Have you been sticking to Ursa, or like what's today? What's the thoughts? What's happened since the last session?
Yeah, so I played since then 16 games on Ursa, and unfortunately I lost 10 of them and
Oof.
won on the 6. Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't know, like hero doesn't work for me yet, I would say. But I still do enjoy playing them. So no hard feelings. And this is a very like interesting replay from my perspective because here I had like very hard lane and which I kind of salvaged, but I'm not sure. Like I want your opinion on this because like in this lane I don't think I pulled a single time. And then I felt really useless during the game later. And and this is like a type of a game that I have not on Ursa. Occasionally on many different heroes, I have a type of a game like this, and I wanted to discuss what I should do and like whether I approach it correctly or not.
Sure. What's the MMR looking like right now since we last spoke?
I think it's 1500, so like a
Okay.
little bit up.
Okay. Very cool. Uh,
For every loss on Ursa, I have a win on Lifestealer. So
gotcha. Yeah, Lifestealer is a good hero. Okay. Check it out. Oh yes, the walk for the rune. I've learned this lesson.
yes, this is a Pepegadas.
How often do you lane against Beastmaster?
Not very often, but it's getting more and more often the higher I go in MMR. So like
Hmm.
when I was 1700 like a couple days before, and I saw like 3 Beastmasters. But before
Hmm.
that, I never seen him.
Hmm.
And so in this lane, I don't feel safe like anywhere, like even under my tower. Like I constantly like harassed, and this lion, like from my perspective, can do like whatever he wants, and these boars can do whatever they want. So I tried to rush Ring of Health, and I also thought maybe I should get a bracer, but I'm not sure. Uh, yeah.
So the only question when we rush Ring of Health is, does that fix the problem? Meaning, like, are we now able to sustain the lane? That's just the question we have to ask ourselves. Sometimes that's the case is yes. Sometimes the case is no. If the answer is no and you buy Ring of Health, you're fucked. That's been my
I
experience.
thought they had like a periodic damage, so like it's not a burst one. They like slowly wear me down with this access, with this stuns, with the right clicks. So yeah.
I understand what you're saying. I'm saying that the question is, does the Ring of Health do enough? Like, I'm not saying it does or doesn't. It's just that I'm
Okay,
telling you,
okay,
if it doesn't do enough and you go you're fucked.
okay.
That's the commitment you're giving to by choosing it. So if you feel like after having played the lane, you still got harassed out, then the Ring of Health was a bad choice, basically. And the way that you would
Mm.
handle lanes like this is you would rush treads. Just straight treads. Because this is what your lane looks like. So then you have treads doing this rather than Ring of Health. You'd rather have like died once and have treads than be in the situation you're in right now, basically, where you're stuck jungling half the time and being really slow because you have just brown boots. I think the major thing here is that the second you're here and you're getting harassed underneath your tower, I know that the small camp is like absolutely essential for me. So it's just non-stop defensive aggro, which is basically what you're doing already. And then first opportunity, I'm going to pull small camp. So let's see when that is. Not yet. We're just playing the lane. Defensive aggro again. Yeah, I'd go pull small right now. Like, right
So you would
now.
leave the range creep.
Yeah, I'd leave range. Because the techies is supposed to be doing it this whole time. So most I'll give is like 1 creep or so, but I need to pull that small camp in order to get neutral items as well as just a break away from the lane, and it also pulls the wave underneath my tower, which is really nice, so I'm not sitting here getting pelted during this time, like you are right now.
I'm really
Yep.
struggling to like pull on this like high pressure lane where it's already like near my tower.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like counterintuitive to me that I still have to need to pull because it's already kind of like on the safest place where it could be, the lane.
The
Like
idea of
almost the
pulling
same.
is right now, the percentage of the time that you're getting pelted by spells is 95% of the lane. By walking
Yes.
over and pulling right now, you're giving yourself like 20 seconds where you're not getting pelted. And then instead of yourself getting pelted with the creep wave right here, like where the creeps aren't under tower, so they're just dying really slowly. Like imagine how long it takes for these creeps to die instead of it being back here where they'll die much faster. So like,
But
what?
won't Bitmaster deny all my creeps then? I
What?
would imagine that he will just deny all the creeps if I leave the pull.
But you don't have creeps. So like, meaning when you pull, there's no creeps to kill his creeps.
Ah,
Like,
I see.
there's no creeps. So like you pull these creeps, nothing's dying.
Okay.
My
Oh.
point that I'm trying to show you is that when I'm getting harassed a lot, what I need to do is minimize the amount of time that I'm sitting here. And the only way to fix that is the small camp. That is the problem you are fixing. So I'm just telling you that I understand there's like, you feel like the lane's already here. I'm telling you the problem is you're in range of their spells, 95% of the lane. And by pulling small, you give yourself a little bit of a break. You work yourself towards a neutral item. You might miss 1 creep underneath tower, maybe 2, but you got the small camp, so the XP is more and the gold is about the same. And so, like, just notice how you're already sticking, like, you're just getting pelted by spells. So every time that we pull the small camp, that's 15 seconds where we're not getting pelted by spells. And it's few and far between. Like, that's your only chance. So, like, this would be another one where, like, you would have defensive aggroed here. You would hit, you would hit, you'd hit. Like, you keep hitting, you keep hitting, you keep hitting. And then you'd give up the range again and do it again right now. And then that's, like, 15 seconds of you out of the lane, not getting pelted by spells. The techies does it for you, so it's all good. And now the lane's like, so what I would try to do is pull small, but it is blocked, it looks like. So I think the only one you really missed is that, but otherwise the lane is just hard. I'm just pointing out to you that, honestly, if I'm getting super harassed, I'd rather the support lane and me go take the small camp pull rather than him pulling it and me laning. Because the issue is the sustain. Is what
I think I undervalue a little bit.
Yeah.
The camp. Okay.
It's something I've been having to tell everybody, so it's not just you.
You know, like I listen all the time to others, and like I see, I see to myself, yeah, for sure I would pull here, and then I give you the replay.
Yeah. I mean, this lane's a bit tough because it is being pressured into you consistently, and the window for opportunity is very small. So it's not exactly like an easy lane to do it. But overall, like, you know, the fact that you, like, I'd say the Ring of Health ended up being fine here. Like, what it offered you, I think, like, I mean, you're going to go Treads Ring of Health either way. It just matters which one you go first. So I'd say overall it worked out for you here. Like, for me, it looks like it was a successful item choice. And you have managed to stick in the lane. Yeah, so I think the only major thing here is just getting better at the defensive aggro. So, like, here you defensive aggro looks like right here you defensive aggro, but then So, like, you did it a bit early where the creeps only chase you for, like, a split second, and the goal is that, like, against heroes that nuke the wave, Beastmaster, Underlord, anything like that, I mean, any hero that throws abilities on the creep wave, we don't want to be standing in the creep wave. So, like, you would creep aggro the creeps to here, and your hero would be over here. So this is, like, a pretty consistent thing with any hero that hits the wave with spells. We got to be very careful of just getting pelted by these spells. Because there's no point in positioning ourselves to deny creeps, because you're never going to deny them. Your Ursa, very bad hero at denying. Fury Swipes doesn't work on allied creeps, so you're just kind of tanking spells. There's, like, times where you want to play on top of the creep wave, and there's times where you don't. And this would be a lane where you want to minimize the amount of times you're on top of your own creep wave. You know, you want to
This spell
minimize
felt
that.
undodgeable.
The lion suck?
No, the access.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one of those things where I want you to, where is it? I want you to understand that you only have to be here when this creep is dying. So, like, I'm always moving these creeps towards me. Like, every time I'm just doing what you're doing here, but you're doing it oddly weirdly. I don't know how to explain it. I have to, like, kind of figure this out. But the other one is, like, when you're on top of the wave like this, you can't dodge the axes now. But if you're right here, you can dodge the axes. So, like, it's already too late. So you're saying it's impossible to dodge. What I'm telling you is if you're sitting on top of the creep wave, yes, you're not going to dodge it. But if you're sitting over here, then moving slightly to the side is possible by the time this lands. And this is just something to keep in mind. And it's tough. Like, this is a tough lane. You're under a lot of duress. So, like, this isn't meant to be, like, easy. You know, it's just, I'm telling you, this is theoretically what it takes to...
That's fine. Like, I'd love a challenge. So.
Yeah. It's the hardest part about this is you're under a lot of duress and you have to CS and shit. Like, it is hard. It's a tough lane. They're doing a pretty good job of pressuring you. Especially for, like, you know, like a 1K game. It's not like these guys are pros, but they're doing a pretty good job of keeping the pressure up, so.
Yeah, you know, like a classic
Slark. Slark comes through the twin gate. Frustrating.
Yes.
Not much you can do about this one.
Yes.
Okay, I like this.
So the interesting thing about this game is that, like, I felt that we are for sure, like, losing like 5k or something like that, especially like in like 5-10 minutes. But apparently I watched, like, briefly replay before sending to you. Apparently we were up 4k, and I didn't realize this at all during the game, because, like, they were constantly pressuring us. Like, the waves always were, like, shoving into our towers, and yeah. I would love to, like, I don't know, develop a little bit better sense of the game, because maybe I would play it, like, a little bit less scared if I knew that the aggression is a little bit unjustified.
My question is, if you're down by 4k or up by 4k, like, what's the difference, basically? Like, in terms of how it affects your decision-making. Like, say you were to know that number, like, how does it affect your decision-making?
Maybe I will, like, take... maybe I will go in more fights, you know? But I'm not sure.
So, for me, there is merit to this discussion, but for me, it's just, what do I think the capabilities of my hero are at all times? This has, like, nothing to do with which team I think is winning. It's just, how are my timings looking? How are my matchups? What heroes on my team synergize well with my hero? The thing about team net worth is, for me, it doesn't fucking matter, because you're one of 10 heroes, and it's hard enough to understand you're one hero. So I'd be purely thinking about everything that's going on in the game from the perspective of my hero. Like, what heroes on my team do I need? So, like, I don't have a stun, so, like, I'm not really going to be able to do much in this game unless I have a Legion Commander dueling somebody. So unless I'm near her on the map, it doesn't matter if I'm down 6k or I'm up 6k, I'm probably not killing anybody. Maybe techies if we're up really far. Like, if I think I'm really strong and we can maybe kill with the techies, or maybe I have Basher at this point. I guess just my point is that in my experience, I often find people in the lower MMRs, like the lower you go, the more likely it is to happen, thinking about shit that I would describe as not mattering.
Okay.
So in my opinion, thinking about who's winning net worth wise is irrelevant to your decisions that are going on in the game. Having a good sense of how strong you are is incredibly relevant. And sure, there's some correlation between who's winning and how strong you are, but or like who has the higher net worth or whatever. But I don't think understanding team net worths is very useful in my experience. Like this isn't a thought I've had in a year. Like I haven't thought about
Okay.
this. Yeah. Does that answer your question or thought? Or I don't want to just tell you don't think about that, but I'd focus it more around your hero, is what I'm trying to say.
I understand. So let's watch a little bit further then.
Yeah, we can keep going. But right now, I'm curious what you're thinking. You're just playing recovery mode, right? You're playing with Battle Fury. Your lanes wasn't perfect, but honestly, 14-minute Battle Fury with like getting pretty heavily pressured in lane, I'd say that's a win.
Yeah.
Pretty reasonably timed Battle Fury. I like that you rotated to mid. You went back to top to get a kill.
Yeah,
I like that.
so basically, I can't return to my lane because like all the time there's some shit happening there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think what you did...
is it correct thinking that like I shouldn't be there because on a previous replay that like we watched two weeks ago, like I also like left my lane and you told me that it was like a little bit premature, and here I thought no way I should get back.
Yeah, so in the game you're in, 100% agreed. I don't know if you've actually seen it. I have an educational Smurf game from like 7 months ago or so, where I was literally showing this is how you make sure you get a 12-minute Battle Fury, and it was playing Ursa, and it was going mid at like 7 minutes in both games because I got booted out of my lane. And the main point of the video is be flexible in what lane you're going to play. And, you know, I don't remember exactly this point from our last session, but there is such thing as, like, giving it up too early. But I think your decision-making in this regard in this game was accurate. Like, I think I really liked your decision-making this time. Like, you pretty much played exactly how I played in my educational Smurf game, which is go mid, get some levels, play here. You saw an opportunity to go back to your lane briefly, get a kill, and then go back to what you were doing. That was literally almost exactly what I did in my example. So... what you did is really great, I think. You know, the question I have, and we know where it goes wrong, is you have a Battle Fury, and the question is, why are you hitting a tier 1 tower by yourself with a Battle Fury?
Yeah, this is a Pepega moment. I just blacked out. I don't know. I should be here for sure.
But the question is why you're here. Like, is there a sense of pressure on you that you think you're supposed to be doing something in the game? Or is this just a complete space out mentally? Like, usually it's not just a space out mentally, but sometimes it is.
No, I just saw a lot of like fights on the side lanes, and nobody came to mid lane for a while, and I thought that I could get away with this because they will like, stick into the side lanes. But obviously, that's just
just so you know, the reason it doesn't work is because their cores are highly mobile. Slark and Co-op. If these are cores like Bristleback and, you know, some shit that can't jump on you, then it's different. But when you're hitting a tower, I need you to think, can these heroes catch me if they chase me? If the answer is yes, you shouldn't be doing this. It's just their mobility that makes this a bad play. And it's important that you understand why it's bad, because there are games where doing what you did is good, but against like Co-op, Slark, no, it's not good. Well, they ended up feeding, so it worked out a little bit. You set that up, as I always say. Okay.
Once I get Blink, I always try to find like an opportunity to join a fight on Ursa.
Yeah.
And here, like it's worked out, like in this particular instance, but I don't think I will find another one in like 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah. So real quick,
that's why I felt like useless in this game.
Well, yeah. So I told you what the condition for fighting was, right?
Yes.
Do you think about that very often in your games? I'm curious.
I think I like on Ursa. I often like think on what target I can jump. Like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a lion, I maybe can jump.
Well, do you know what the formula for killing somebody in Dota is?
The formula for killing
What are
somebody
the
in
two
Dota.
things you need to kill somebody?
Stun them and damage.
Yeah. So what is Ursa, right?
Yeah. So I have damage, but like LC
Yeah.
has stun.
Yeah,
And
so the whole idea here is that, like, what I'm trying to say is, who cares if you're up by 4K? Is it possible for you to connect to Legion Commander? That's the only thing that matters in the entire game. Sometimes it's going to feel impossible, and that just means you can't make plays. And sometimes you're not going to fully understand why, but like you know what the mission is. And it shouldn't feel bad to not make plays. It's just we need to know what a play looks like. Do you know what I mean?
yes.
We want to see it when it happens. It's not about like, you never know if you just walked past the love of your life. You never know.
Yes.
But when she shows up, we need to know. We need to be ready. It's the same thing here. Legion Commander is the love of your life in this analogy.
I think like the problem like I had this game is that I can't just follow Legion Commander because all the lanes are constantly pushed by Beastmaster and Co-op.
Of course
So
not. Of course.
I have to push like the other lane where Legion Commander like where she's not on, and it's hard to connect to TLC.
Yeah, that's totally fine. So, like, right there is a good connection, but the Quap has a Lincoln, so now you know, like, U plus Legion's not enough to kill Quap.
Yes.
What I'm telling you is I totally get that the games are going to be hard. I'm going to watch this entire game through the lens of, did you miss an opportunity to connect to Legion? That's all.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't ask these questions to myself during the game.
So sometimes it is really hard, and the answer is, like, it's just hard. But so, like, right now, you saw 4 heroes top, Legion's right here, smoked, and you ran backwards. Where are you going? Farm this camp and go towards your Legion. That's an example. So, as a carry, our job is to advance on the map when we can and retreat on the map when we have to. So right now, you see a bunch of stuff top, and you're signed to be aggressive. There's 2 things that make us aggressive. One, the people on our team that make us strong being nearby. That's one. And the other is people on the other team not being nearby, right? Like, we know that the enemy team isn't sitting there as 5. So I'm not going to, like, walk down this creep wave and run into 5 heroes. Those are, like, the 2 things we need. So what I show people when you're in these really frustrating games, because this is a hard game, you're against a lot of split push, you have limited playmaking potential, and quite frankly, it's a really bad Ursa game. Your hero sucks against Lion, sucks against Slark, and I hate Ursa into Beastmaster as well. I don't even like it into Quap. I literally hate Ursa into all of their heroes. So the point is that what is easy to get caught up in is this big picture stuff of this game feels awful, and I feel like I can't make plays. What I'm trying to tell you is that is an accurate feeling, but it doesn't do anything. It's way too general. Like, we need to do something with it, right? Like, what is the actionable of that? So for me, the actionable thing, if you're a hero that likes to make plays, is to understand what heroes on your team you need to make plays with, and then use that as a gauge for when I walk aggressively or when I walk defensively. So this is a perfect example where it seems like a minute thing to a lot of people, but you clear this creep wave and you have 3 heroes just show top, and your Legion Commander is hunting over here. And instead of advancing on the map, you blink to the right and then retreat. And this stuff matters a lot. It just adds up so much. What happens is, instead of Legion running mid, she probably sees you doing this. She camps this bottom wave. Likely in this MMR, one of them shows up there by themselves and feeds. And if they don't do that, you're just free farming down here. And, like, this play probably doesn't happen. You see how this, you simply retreating to this makes Legion leave this area and go this way. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
And this is not meant to be like, this is all your fucking fault. It's meant to be, This is a really complex feeling that you have in the game of this feels really hard. And I'm trying to give you a glimpse into how you simplify this, which is what hero on my team and am I allowed to be aggressive or not? It's a pretty in-depth concept, but it's these moments that lose you the game. Like I would guess, like I can't say for sure, it's never always accurate, but I would guess around 20 minutes the game goes rough. Yeah, it's like so like just
I hate when you're so accurate.
yeah, it's weird how often you can look at one play, and that's why when people lose to Smurfs, like when I play my educational Smurf games, I die in lane. Like, you know, I play against like 5Ks, even sometimes against 2Ks, I'll die in lane. But it's this type of mistake that the other carry will make, and I won't, and I win the game. Like, but this required, like, it's hard not to make these mistakes, and your games will be a bit unpredictable because both carries are going to make it. But it's these individual moments where you probably mess it up 5 to 10 times a game. Like, it just is what it is. It's an individual moment where you could have advanced aggressively on the map, taken another creep wave, run through their jungle, and instead you backed up. Or vice versa, you went for a tower by yourself with all of the enemy heroes missing. That's the opposite. None of your teammates are near you, and none of the enemy is showing, and you're hitting a tower. That's the opposite, right? Like, that's the opposite of what I said, where it's like one gives you the sign to be aggressive, the other one tells you to be cautious. So far, I've seen 2 crucial moments where you missed one chance to be aggressive and one time you were being overly aggressive. The point is, a lot of the game, you're doing good things. But, like, I want to show you that this awful feeling is going to get punished a lot in bad matchups. Like, you're in bad matchups. They have a lot of split push. They have a lot of mobility. Your plays are limited. So this game is hard. And in hard games, when you have, like, these what seemingly small things, when you do it 3 to 5 times, it fucks you. Like, you actually lose the game. And I'm trying to show you this is how you win the game. But it's hard.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, and it's meant to be, yes, hard, but also doable. It is doable. Yeah, co-op's fucking annoying as shit. So, when you don't feel strong to fight them, the last place you want to be is mid lane. Basically, mid lane is like you and a guy taking a, like you guys walking up to each other on the street, looking each other in the eye, looking at each other in the eyes and say, we're going to take an honest man-to-man fist fight right here, right now. And I think I'm going to win. Like, that's what you doing in the mid lane is. So if you think you're ultra strong, they walk at you, fists ready, and you're like, I'll fuck you up, then you should be here. Otherwise, don't be in the mid lane.
I just see a lot of, like, my teammates here, and I don't see any teammates yet of the opponent team. So I thought, why not?
Okay, so you see 4 enemy heroes here, and you have a Battle Fury. So I'm going this way. Down here. What's wrong with going down here?
No. I mean the other way around. Like, I see 4 ally heroes. So, like, I see Phoenix. I see with the okay. Maybe I misinterpreted this. Yes. Okay.
What I see is 1,400 gold from a Battle Fury. Or sorry, BKB.
BKB, yes.
And I see a path to farm away from the opponent. Because I see where they are. And you choose to stay where you are. And fight the opponent. So, like, for me, I'm 1,400 gold from a timing. I see all of their heroes in this area. I do this. Very simple. And when you don't do it, you miss opportunities or you end up in fights you don't want to be in. That's when
So
you...
help me understand this. So, like, from my perspective, like, the way I see the map, the fight is inevitable here. The fight will happen, whether I will walk away or whether I'll stay.
Sure.
Like, I think that, like, if I stay, I might increase the chance to win the fight. I don't know. And if I walk away, the fight definitely will be lost. So you're saying is that, like, my BKB is more important.
I'm saying to you that I look at my items, my hero. Who fucking cares about the other 9? I look at my hero and say, am I useful in fights? Do I feel strong in fights? If the answer is no, then I don't go to them, period. I don't care about the other 9 heroes in the game.
not strong, but like it's not that I like if I press everything correctly, it's not that I will die. Like if I jump once and like press ulti.
My point that I would say is that if I'm working on a timing and I see enemy heroes, I will go the opposite direction.
Okay.
For me, I understand there's more to it than this, but what I've had to try to not convince, what I've tried to teach people that I'm coaching is that there's no fight you have to go to. Watch my Smurf games. Watch how often I just ignore them. Watch an actual Smurf playing in your bracket. They just ignore the fuck out of their teammates. And I'm not telling you to ignore your teammates. It's that what Smurfs do that you don't is play their own game. They know when it's good for them to fight. They know when it's bad for them to fight. Like, I know you're still learning this stuff. Like, you're not expected to have the game knowledge due to limited experience. But it doesn't matter what the probability of the fight happening is. It's, am I strong and would I like to have to be in this fight? So, like, for me, if I have a TP on me and I walk away from this fight, then if this fight breaks out here, I can choose to TP if it looks really good. But because I don't have BKB, it has to look like really good for me to fight. So, like, someone that's like 1500 MMR like yourself, for me, I would keep it straightforward. I get an item, I force a fight. Like, I not force, but like you look for an opportunity. You got the one with Legion where you killed the Beastmaster bottom. Then, when you're in Blink Battle Fury mode, this is how Ursa works, you are still in farm mode, but you're willing to participate in skirmishes where, like, if Legion's walking through the enemy jungle down here and you're right here, you're willing to, like, look to kill somebody down here. Like, that's the mode you're in currently when you have Blink Battle Fury. And then when you get BKB, generally speaking, that means you're more willing to not only play the map, but also participate in fights willingly. Like 5-on-5s or 4v4s or whatever. So, like, with carries, that's oftentimes how they play, is the first item means they play the map for farming. The second item means that they can usually connect to people while they're farming. And the third item means they can fight. Most carries follow this formula. Most of them. And there is nuance to it. But what I'm saying is you will gain a lot more MMR hitting timings properly than you will trying to fight with your team 1,000 gold from BKB. And there are times where you are 1,000 gold from BKB where you are supposed to fight. But that's very few compared to the amount of times where you're supposed to have waited. And so, like, I would rather see you be like, simplify your game a bit, where I buy Battle Fury, I farm the map, and my job is to farm as aggressively as I can without dying. That's your job while you have a Battle Fury. Then when you get Blink, I continue doing that job while looking for potential pickoffs opportunity-wise. And maybe I'll show up to a team fight late. You know, maybe a fight breaks out near one of my towers, and I clean up people. And then once you get BKB, you can be at a fight from the very beginning, where you know the fight's going to break out, and you purposely put yourself there at the very start. That's like, if you were to go off those guidelines, you would 100% gain more. Because that is correct about 95% of situations, I would say. So, like, you're willingly staying for a fight, which is not the mode you're in right now, which is what I'm trying to say. Does that land? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it does. Yes, yes. Still, I like this particular moment. I find really hard because like I do still have creeps. You know, like I'm literally hitting them.
Yeah, hit the
It's not
creeps and then
that
go down. Yeah, exactly. Now just go down.
yeah, yeah.
You
Okay.
did it. You clear the creeps, now go down. Yep.
Yeah, I lingered. Yes, yes.
Hey, you're forcing a fight without BKB. So you end up working your way bottom eventually, which is good. What I'm trying to show you from all of this, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, what I try to tell people is, as long as you are consciously choosing to walk towards fights or walk away from them, then you will learn over time. For me, that was a clear time to walk away from a fight. If you think it's the correct time to fight based on your experience in your games, and you're like, I should be fighting with my team 100% of the time here, then by all means stay. But what I'll do in these coaching sessions is tell you, this is a time where I would have walked forward, here's why. Here's a time I would have walked away from them, here's why. And it's up to you to what to do with that. Like, sometimes it may not apply to you directly, right? Like, I don't want to act like I'm just telling you the correct things, but what I'm telling you is that the decision of my team's going to fight, so that means I should be there, that's a bleh, bleh. Do not do that. Fuck that. But if you're telling me I want to fight right now, so I'm staying, we can discuss it, right? But it has nothing to do with the likelihood of a fight breaking out. It's just, do you want to fight? That's like the question. And the problem that happens is, you know, people will get, like, for me, this is a perfect example. Like, see all the heroes dying mid right now? Like, you know all the enemies are mid, and there's a creep wave bottom to be farmed, and you're ignoring it, even though they're all here. So you retreated on the map towards them, and you die.
Yes. Yeah, that's just a bad sense of danger. Yeah, because obviously I thought that it's more dangerous on that creep wave than on a creep wave under my tier 2, but it was the other way around.
I have a Mythbusters video I can link you if you would like it.
Yeah. I know. I
yeah.
would watch that one. It's just like I still haven't rewired myself.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I have like a bright moments when I know that I should go forward, not backward. But it's not
I
like
got you.
wired yet.
Yeah, these are the moments that lose you a lot of map control, and so as long as you're aware that you have the right sense to be afraid, like you're like, oh shit, I should be cautious. Like you have the right sense there, that's good. Now we need to like tap into what it means to be, like you said, rewired. What do we do with that feeling now? You know, I feel nervous on the map, like the map's gonna close in on us. They're scaring me. They feel stronger than us. And most people, that's why I made the video, retreat to their towers. And I need you to move away from where you see them, right? So that's like where we want it to be rewired. And it's good that you already know it.
Would it be correct here? Like walk to this bottom.
I would have been here. If they keep going, then I would go for the next
wave. Would I go to the gate? Would I go to the gate and then like clean another?
Yeah, I would do this probably.
Okay.
And against heroes like Slark and Quap, meaning like super hyper mobile heroes on the map, I would show on the creep wave here and then kill the next one probably, but then I don't show on creep waves anymore. Like I would just play off map, basically, until my team is respawning. So we are about nearing time, maybe like 5 more minutes. What would you like me to do? I know I've only gotten through 25 minutes of the game. I mean, I do see that the game goes for a while, but it's also like really hard from here on out. It looks like there's like a stage at 28 minutes. Would you like me to fast forward to that, or what would you like for?
Oh, I think we're good. Like I think I understood a lot of things. The one thing I wanted to ask you about is that like previously, like when we discussed the other replay, you like taught me about the concept that I shouldn't walk to the team or to the fight where I can TP to, and here like you tell me that this my condition to fight is like Legion duel somebody and then I blink in.
Yeah.
Like these two concepts a little bit how to say it, like contradict each other, like at least in my head. Because if a legion duels somebody, obviously there is no time for me already to TP here, like whatever. So I need to be like nearby the legion all the time.
I'll make sure. I'm gonna make sure I clarify what I said to you because I understand. I think I understand your like. There's just been a misinterpretation of what I said. Like we just need to communicate. I said that your kill condition is Legion. So you're in Battle Fury Blink, play the map, kill people mode. Your condition is Legion. Fight conditions are completely different. So I might have said fight condition, so I'm clarifying what I meant.
Okay.
Your condition for playing the map is Legion Commander. Your condition for fights can still be Legion Commander dueling somebody, but if it griefs you to be there ahead of time, then you shouldn't be there. That's like how I would look at that situation. So oftentimes, if you aren't at BKB yet, I just wouldn't be with my team in general. Like that's so like then I'm just not fighting. So I'm still only looking for pickoffs. So when it comes to team fights, it is literally like, oh, the fight's already broken out. Like let's ignore Legion Commander. The fight's already broken out, and it looks like I can go. You know, That's like how I look at it. So it's going to be a little more intuitive there, meaning like instinct, rather than a specific formula for when you show up to that fight. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think I got it now. I think I got it now.
I
Okay.
see how it sounded, but it's definitely not contradictory in my head. Like, it's like these are proactive fights that you're forcing, which is usually only with timings, like you just finished a big item, versus like opportunities on the map, basically. So like if you have your BKB and you're looking to force a fight, ideally in a game like this, you would jump Legion's target, probably. But at the same time, if she duels Quap or in the front or something, you might just jump the Lion or the Lich. Like you could jump somebody else. So your condition is still her going first, but what you do with it might be different. You might go on the same target, you might go on a different target. That's the only question in there. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yes, it does. Yes.
Cool. Any other thoughts or questions you have from all this?
Oh, I think I'm good.
Yeah, sweet, man. I mean, I think the most important takeaway, you might have already gotten it, but I just want to drive it home, is that these games that feel really awful, it's all in those moments where you advance and retreat improperly. And if you're in a game with bad matchups, 2 or 3 mistakes, fuck you, like really hard. So it's just know that it's those moments where you lose track of whether or not you're supposed to retreat or advance. And also know that you've got a lot of buttons to press. You've got a lot to think about. So it's okay to make these mistakes. It's just important to know, like, these are the mistakes that are costing you. So even when the game feels really hard, if we can get you to mentally refocus back to what are my conditions for advancing, what are my conditions for backing, and over time you'll get better at it. That's all we can promise, right? Over time you'll get better at it. So
I actually enjoy the most these types of games. I don't know why, but like I think these are the most interesting ones.
I personally like, I guess for me, some people talk negatively of like, fuck man, if I make 3 mistakes we lose, but like for me, I love this shit. I'm like on the edge of my seat the whole game, like you're in like a fucking horror game or something, I love this too. For sure, man. You said it earlier, I think you like the challenge, so I dig it. Cool, man. Then we'll wrap it up there.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.